Hey, we are live. We are live. It is 7 o'clock on Thursday. I got my cup. I'm ready to have this conversation. Let's go. As y'all can see, I'm coming back from my grandbaby's first birthday. So I'm in transition mode. How y'all doing? What's going on? What is going on? Hey, Brenda Sue. It's good to see you. I hope everything is fine. I'm just getting everything set up right now. Waiting on more people to join. Hey, Latasha. How are you? Good to see you.
Message on Messenger in the group with Jazel Cook and Cookboy Jones. Jazel Cook said, replied, "Oh, woo, so cute."
I'm gonna give it about 5 more minutes, maybe less than that. Let some more people come in. I left a lot of people at the birthday party, so I'm gonna give us some time. This your time to go get you something to drink. It don't have to be adult. Go get you some tea. It's gonna be a wild night. I'm gonna give them about 5 minutes. Hey, for everybody that's coming in, I'm giving everybody about another 5 more minutes to come in. I just left a lot of people at the baby party, so they'll be joining in shortly. Not gonna keep you long. We're gonna jump right into it in about 5 minutes. Hey, Missy. Drop where you're joining from. What city, what state? I'm also connecting Instagram and YouTube. And I'm trying to type in the chat and do all that at the same time. Go get you something to drink. Go get you some tea, some coffee, an adult beverage if need be. Hey, D. Now I just left D from the baby party, so. Can you guys hear me? Is the sound good? Is there anything in my background? Let me know in the comments. Can you hear me? About 2 more minutes. Is it storming where you guys are from? Or where you at? It's starting to rain here.
Message on your phone from Famariath saying, "Oh Lord, you bowed to Latasha sending me a friend request on FB, too loudly crying face. Face with tears of joy emojis."
Hey y'all, it's 7 o'clock. It's Thursday. It's live time. Let's get at it. Welcome to Scatter and Sage Conversation. This is just a conversation. We ain't trying to diagnose nobody or nothing like that. We just about to be some women getting together, just talking through our struggles, our day-to-day triggers and things that, you know, we can do to kind of make all that a little bit better throughout the day. Before we jump into the deep end tonight, y'all know I can go left. How many times y'all done reheated y'all coffee today? And when I say reheat coffee, I mean, let me give you an example. I went to my car 3 times today looking for my keys, and they was in my pocket. I couldn't find my badge today to get into the work building, and it was right on my hip. How many times have you done something, looking for something, and it was right there? The biggest thing is the phone. How many of y'all go looking for your phone and you be on it? Hit me in the comments. What you doing? What you losing? Hit me in the comments. Maybe you walked into a room. This the big one. You walked into that room and had no earthly idea what you went in that room for. You don't know why. You can't remember. None of that. That's what I mean by reheating your coffee. What are we doing? What are we doing that when you find out you got it, you're like, I know you lying. I know I did not just spend 20 minutes looking for this phone and I'm sitting here talking on it. What we doing? If y'all putting stuff in the comments, I don't see it. Let me tell you about my little confession. For about a good 20, 25 years, all I thought was, like, I'm doing all this stuff. I'm losing stuff. I'm forgetting stuff. I got all these little quirky little triggers. I got all these little things that make me kind of different than everybody else. I just thought I needed to try harder. Like, if everybody else can do it, like, why is it so hard for me? I see women who can wash clothes, dry clothes, fold clothes, and put clothes away all in the same day. I ain't one of them women. I can't do it. I've seen people never forget appointments, always on it, always bills on auto pay, every 5, like they on top of it, right? And I thought I was just like the only one missing out. Like, why can't I do it? Like, what's wrong with me? It's always what's wrong with me, right? How many of y'all felt like that? Like, how many of y'all felt like y'all was just barely holding on to what you currently had? I'll wait. You're going to have to be honest with yourself today. I'm waiting. I can't be the only one lost. As I sit and wait. Most times when that happens, people say, oh, you just stressed. You just stressed out. Girl, you just stressed out. Go work out. Go take a walk. Or they say, oh, that's a part of getting older. You just getting older. And most of the time, like as we're getting older, we do chump it up to us being older. But what if it ain't menopause? As we get older, that's like the favorite saying, right? Oh, you just going through menopause. You gonna get that brain fog. That brain fog is a part of menopause. Any of y'all been told that? Cause I've been told that for a year. A year. Or they'll say, oh, it's anxiety, oh, it's depression, oh, it's this, it's that, right? But what if it's not? What if you've been struggling with this all of your life? Latasha, you want to get on camera? You want to have a conversation? Let's go.
Oh, you just gonna put me on the spot, huh?
Hey, you requested, said you
Oh
requested
no,
it. Well, now you
no,
on here. Now you on here,
no!
girl.
I pushed the wrong thing, friend.
You on here now? Uh,
Mm-mm. Can you see the comments?
mm-mm,
Everybody is commenting.
mm-mm. I don't see it.
Yeah, they're responding to you.
Hold on.
Four messages on Messenger in the group with Jaisal Cook and Cookboy Jones. Cookboy Jones sent three reactions. With Cookboy Jones reacted red heart emoji to your photo in your group.
Mm-mm. It's not showing me. What they saying, girl? Since you already up here.
Well, I have to jump off. Wait a minute. Hold
All
on. Um.
right.
Okay, so I start with. I don't want to mess her name up. Miss Flowers said, "Me all the time." Miss Washburn, she smiled. Miss Bernita, I'm officially 62. Miss Flowers is watching. Miss Flowers said we getting old. And then I said I had mine in my top, my phone. All I looked all over, went into the building twice and even the bathroom to finally realize it was in my top. Miss Flowers said we seasoned. Miss um
I can't see it. Let me see if I can get to it from a different location because that's the
okay,
one thing I can't see it. But Tasha, I'm gonna remove you from the camera to see if that helps.
thank you.
I can't see the post for some reason. I'm not quite sure why. But sometimes it's not about us getting old. Sometimes it's really like things that we've just done all of our lives. I know like for me, I don't like creamy textural things, right? And I just always chunk that up to, oh, I don't like the way it feels. I don't like this. I don't like that, right? And here we go. It's a part of ADHD, right? Again, I'm not trying to say you got ADHD. I'm just saying I just want you to see that there are some similarities and there are some things that we do that are not always based on our age or menopause, right? So I'm gonna just take you through seven little quick points, right? And it's just really like a comparison thing, right? So you can see what we've been doing and how it can relate to ADHD. And then if you want, if everybody at the end of the live, I do have a free ebook for everybody. The book is for sale, but for joining the live, you will get that free. It will come into your inbox through Facebook. If you're following me on Instagram, it'll come through Instagram, as far as it'll be posted on the YouTube as well. So let's get into it. Let's talk about, for the people that's just coming in, Reed. Hey Reed. People that's just coming in, get you a drink. Because we talking tonight. The first misconception. Brain fog versus, I call it the broken file cabinet. So with that, it's a story that go along with that, right? It's called the menopause story. So in the menopause story, they tell you that your estrogen dropped. So because your estrogen dropped, now you forget words. You be in mid sentence and like, I was about to say something to you, but I don't remember. They say that's estrogen. That's what we're accustomed to saying, right? But if you look at it on the ADHD side, the reality is, have you always felt like your brain is a file cabinet? Like you're always storing stuff, always, 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 kind of like you got a file cabinet in your head. You got to remember this, you got to remember this, you got to remember that, right? And even though, yes, estrogen can give you brain fog, but you didn't have no low estrogen in high school when you couldn't remember what you was going to say mid-sentence and you couldn't remember things when, your mama would ask you what you're doing, or you would be in mid-conversation trying to tell somebody what's going on as a kid. That didn't have anything to do with estrogen, right? We also need to think about, on the medical side, estrogen doesn't really create the fog, right? But it can unmask like lifelong battles with word recall, right? Again, if you were forgetting things as a child, a adolescent, a preteen, a young adult, right? That's not estrogen, right? Put in the comments. I know I can't see it, but I'm gonna come back and look at it, right? Put a one in the comments if your brain fog didn't start when you turn 45. If you feel like you always had a little brain fog, put that in the comments. If you always had brain fog. Okay. The second thing is task paralysis. Task paralysis. It when they talk about it with menopause, what they say, you just overwhelmed, you tired, you overwhelmed, you got this going on, you got that going on, you got the kids, you got the work, you juggling, trying to fix dinner, you got to keep up the house. They saying all of that, and that's menopause. But is it sudden? On the ADHD side, is it sudden? Or is it you can organize a 9-day trip for your whole family, everybody? I'm not hey Missy. Oh yeah, it's starting to come up now. For Mario says she's the youngest on the live and she thinks she got brain fog sometimes. For Mario, it ain't menopause. You ain't there yet. It's not menopause, right? So with the task paralysis, right? You ever realize you got all the memory and all the energy to do what you want to do? But as soon as somebody say, hey, can you go do this? Or hey, can you go do that? You don't even know where to start. You can plan a cruise for your whole family. You can map out lunch, meetups, brunches. You can map out all of that. But you can't even send an email. You can't even remember to call that person back that called you earlier that day. You can't remember. And if you do remember, it's like, oh my God, here we go. I have to make this call. It's like the biggest thing. It's almost like climbing Mount Everest. That's executive dysfunction. That ain't aging. Tasha says she the opposite. Tasha, I can't remember to call nobody back. If I say, hey girl, let me call you back, you probably ain't gonna ever get that call back. Mm-mm. Because it took so much out of me to talk to you the first time. Not you per se, but just in general. Right? It just takes too much, right? In the comments or in this group right here, who can build a business in their sleep, but can't even open up their mail? I could plan a whole LLC. I can get it going. I can get it started. I could do all of that. But checking the mail to me is like, you might as well put me on punishment. That is the worst thing for I can't stand checking. I can't stand checking the mail. It just seems so repetitive. I know I owe you. I don't need you to remind me every month that I owe you. And it seems like it's nothing good. It's always somebody with their hand out, right? To Giselle's point, that's selective. That ain't got nothing to do with menopause. That ain't got nothing to do with brain fog, right? Me too. I got a table right in front of my door, Latasha, with stack of mail. And then be mad when something get cut off. Like, why they ain't never tell me? There ain't nobody call me. And it's sitting right there on the table. I done had checks on the table, expired by the time I get to them. That's not menopause. That's not aging, right? What about object blindness? On the menopause side, they say absent-mindedness is due to sleep deprivation. Oh, you can't remember nothing because you ain't getting 8 hours. You can't remember nothing because you go to bed at 11 o'clock at night. You forget everything because you stay up all night watching TV. That's what the people on the menopause side say, right? But if you've been losing your keys, or you've been like, I'm gonna give you an example, because this ain't got nothing to do with menopause. You know how many mornings I run to my car real late looking for my glasses and they right on my face? That's object blindness. You ever be looking for the remote and it's sitting right there in front of your face? And it's just you can't, like, you saw it, but that can't be it because it's right there in my face. So no, that can't be it. I got to get up and go look for it because I know it ain't right there in my face. I'm gonna give you another example. Object blindness. You remember when you was young and your mama would say, "Hey, go look in my pocketbook and hand me my keys." And you look all you 20 minutes. And she's like, "You don't see my keys? My keys right there." You like, "No, I don't see no keys. Where the keys?" And if I find them keys, you know what come after that, right? How many people done got their butt cut? Cause they would look, it was right there. And you looked over it, you looked under it, you picked the keys up, put the keys down, and said, "I can't find the keys." That's object blindness. That ain't menopause. And it's not a midlife symptom, right? Yes, your brain lacks dopamine, but sometimes it's just the repetitiveness of it, right? I can't even talk about it. My drink done start kicking in. Sometimes it's just boring. Sometimes it's like, yeah, I saw them keys, but you got these little strawberry candies that I really want. So now my attention is on the strawberry candies. Y'all remember the little strawberry candies? We have them at work with the little fill in the middle, right? Or your mama got a pack of Lorna Dooms in there and you want to eat the Lorna Dooms. And so you just push the keys out the way because you see something else. That's not menopause, right? For people that have ADHD, or that this has been like a long issue for them, we see over stuff. You can say, "Hey Tasha, go hand me that can of soda out the refrigerator." I promise you, I don't see that can of soda. And I'm gonna argue you down that there's no soda in this refrigerator. That's object blindness. That don't have anything to do with menopause, right? Remember, I told you I only got 7 points and we're on number 4. How y'all feeling so far? Are y'all relating? Can you see it? Now, I'm not saying can you see you got ADHD. I'm just saying, can you see the difference between the myth of having menopause and maybe this is something that I've kind of been dealing with like my whole life, right? Again, we're not here to diagnose anybody. We're just here to talk through like some things that we've always done that don't have anything to do with menopause, and it could be a reason why we're doing those type of things, right? Number 4, Time blindness. Who late for everything? I could leave my house in enough time to get there in the time that I'm supposed to be there and still be late. And you know what I say? I'm naturally late. I don't like to get there first. I don't want to be the first one there. Mm-mm. It's because I forgot I was supposed to be there. And now I'm rushing to get there. Or you get to 1 o'clock and be like, what happened to the day? Where's the day? Like the day, it was just 9 o'clock, right? The story with menopause is you got too much going on. That's why you got poor time management. Tasha says she the opposite. Girl, I want to be like you one day. If I got to be to work at 8, I'm leaving at 7:30. No, if I got to be to work at 9, I'm leaving at 7:30 and I'm still going to get there 10 minutes after 9. I'm still going to get there 15 minutes after 9. And it don't have nothing to do with traffic. It's because I had to run back in the house 9 times to grab something that I forgot. That's what it really is, right? But the menopause side says, "Oh, that's you got too much going on. Too much going on. Your schedule is jam packed. You got too much going on, right?" But somebody like me, I either it's two things for me. Is now and not now. And most of the time is not now for me. If you got OCD, and like Famaria said, she's a punctual person, y'all always gonna be waiting on me. And if I get there ahead of time and you on time, oh, I got a straight attitude. Cause now in my mind, I was here on time and I've been sitting around here waiting for you. Ain't it the craziest thing I ever seen in my life, right? But if you work in the now or the not now, right? If you spent the last 20 years, 30 years estimating a 30-minute drive takes 5 minutes, and you know you needed to be there in 30 minutes, but in your mind, oh, I could get there in 5 minutes. I don't even need 30 minutes. I can get there in 5 minutes. Your internal clock, that didn't break because of menopause. That means you was born without one, baby. You don't have an internal clock, right? Now, some people are just straight procrastinators, right? Some people just be like, I ain't even really want to go anyway, so I get there when I get there. I ain't talking about them people. I'm talking about the people that do everything in their power to get there on time and still just be late because time just passes. Time just passes. You just be like, oh man, it's 2 o'clock. Or you're the opposite. If you got a doctor's appointment at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I ain't gonna say the name, but she gonna know who I'm talking about. You ready at 8 o'clock for that 2 o'clock appointment, and you can't do nothing between 8 and 2 because you waiting on that 2 o'clock appointment. That's time blindness. That's time blindness. You don't want to miss it. So you prepare real early and then you can't do nothing else until you do that 2 o'clock appointment. That's time blindness. That's not menopause, right? Let's go to mood swings. Anybody got mood swings? I mean, like crying out the blue. I mean, everything hurt your feelings. I mean, like if somebody say good morning to you trying to figure out like if you trying to be funny. Oh, now see, I ain't even say the name, but see, I ain't even say the name. Did not kept it real PG on here. If you On the menopause side, right? They say, oh, hormonally, you'll be, you'll be up and down and you'll be crying. And sometimes you just feel emotional, right? Because your hormones all over the place, right? But take a deeper look at that. Is it random? Do a tiny bit of perception or criticism from your boss or partner send you into a 2 day emotional spiral? I just came out of one. I just came out of one. That is what they call RSD, right? That's the hallmark. That right there, sign, seal, deliver. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. Everything somebody says to you is not always personal. And I suffer from that to this day. You can say something to me, you can give me in your mind feedback or criticism, right? Hey, Tasha, next time you do that, do it this way. Baby, I'm mad and I think you don't like me and I think the world is coming to an end for a good 3 days. Even if I agree with what you're saying. I'm still gonna take it, and it's gonna send me on a roller coaster, and I'm gonna have all these emotions and all these feelings about you because you gave me some criticism, and that didn't start when I turned 40 at all. I can remember being a child and somebody say something to me, and I automatically just think you don't like me. Or now every time I'm around you, I feel some type of way. That's an intense emotional thing that doesn't have anything to do with menopause. That makes sense. Y'all suffer from that. I know Tasha said no. Tasha say, I heard Tasha say, I don't let things, people, or something else bother me. She just said that today, and in my head I was like, I let all that bother me. The things, the people, the places, what they say, what they do, how they look at me, I let all that bother me on the inside. And I can't control it. I didn't try it. Now I have ways to work around it, but I can't control it. I'm gonna feel some type of way. The next thing, this the one right here kill me. Kills me. Hot flashes. Hot flashes versus sensory rage. Hot flashes. Now, when you go into menopause, you will have hot flashes. Not gonna tell you you're not. I'm not gonna tell you not. I get hot right up in here all the time. I'm hot 1 minute, I'm cold the next minute. But people say the hot flashes will make you irritable. Hot flashes will make you angry. Hot flashes, don't talk to me. Hey, I'm going through a hot flash. Leave me alone. Can't deal with people right now because I'm going through a hot flash. Right? But what about when you get hot when somebody done made you mad? Or when you get hot because the TV too loud? Or when you hot because that little tag in the back of that t-shirt is scratching on your back? I'm gonna tell you what make me hot all the time. Hearing somebody eat. I can't stand to hear somebody chew. I get the same feeling as the hot flashes I do when I have night sweats. I get hot all around up in here, right? That's overstimulation. That's you ever walk into a room and just be like, oh, y'all hot. It's because too much stuff going on, too many people, too many conversations, too many things. I was talking to somebody today, and they said they get overstimulated. They get overwhelmed by people just talking to them. That's not menopause at all, and that's not hot flashes. Okay, there's a difference. The last one I'm guilty of. It seems like I'm guilty of all these, but I'm gonna digress. I'm gonna stick to the big picture instead of telling y'all all my business. I'm gonna just stick to the big picture. That burnout crash. That burnout crash. When I say that burnout crash, I mean that whew, I'm so tired of faking it. I'm so exhausted of trying to do what society say I'm supposed to do as a 46-year-old corporate black woman. The menopause side will say midlife exhaustion and low energy comes with menopause. That's what the people with the menopause, when they want to characterize you with the menopause, that's what they'll say. Oh, you're going through a midlife crisis. Oh, that's a midlife exhaustion. Oh, you just got low energy. You just got low energy, right? But on the ADHD side, which is the like a big one, right? As a little girl in communities where you being different wasn't necessarily safe. And when I mean safe, I mean you had this little quirk about you, or you did this little thing, and people would say, "Stop that! You don't see nobody else doing that. Just stop doing that." Or why you want to wear that? Ain't nobody else. Ain't nobody else wearing that. Right? Stop talking like that. Stop saying that. Stop holding your hand like that. That's a community thing, right? That's what I mean by wasn't safe. It wasn't safe for you, right? So what you learned to do, what you learned to do was you learned to mask who you really are to fit in. So that meant if the person next to you in the room sat down real proper, you learned to sit down real proper. If the person that was in the room was talking a particular way, you learned to talk like that. If everybody around you was going into this field and that's what society said was good in that moment, that's what you did. That's why we got all these nurses. Because back in the 90s, everybody went to nursing school, whether you wanted to go or not. That was the thing to do, right? That's called masking. And every day we mask, right? We worry about, do I fit in? Do I look like everybody else? Oh, I got to do my work like this because everybody else is doing the work the same way. So when I say burnout crash, I mean you're crashing from masking who you really are because society has made it seem like you're weird or you're different, or because you don't get 1 + 1 = 2 the same way as all these other 50 kids got 1 + 1 = 2, then something must be wrong with you. And nobody wants to be that person that something is wrong with, right? So you learn to mask. But what happens is once you get of a certain age, you like, you know what, fuck it. I'm gonna be who I am. And then people be like, oh, you going through a midlife. No, I'm just tired of masking who I really am. So then that's why they say, oh, it's menopause. You get into a certain age where you going through the change. Or on the flip side, what happens is you just stop dealing with people, right? You just be like, you know what? I don't have it. I can't go to another cookout and be fake. I can't go to another this or another that and just be fake. Because I done spent 40 some years trying to fit in, trying to mask my real self. And sometimes what'll happen is they just as weird as you. And you masking you. Because they weird. They weird just like you. Right? So let me ask you a question. What's something that you do as an adult that was related to either menopause or getting older But you can sit back and say, well, I did that when I was a kid. I did that when I was in school. If you procrastinate at work, you procrastinated in school. It don't have nothing to do with your task. It don't have nothing to do with what's on your plate. It's just something that you can't do. It's task paralysis. You just can't do it, right? And the seven things that we talked about didn't suddenly appear last year. All the things that I'm going through or the triggers that I have, it didn't. I like to say, hey, when my mom passed, my life just went to hell. Like all of a sudden, I can't remember this. I can't remember that. I can't, I just can't do this. I can't do that. And if I think about it, I've always had to write stuff down. I've always had three, four, five alarms. I've always waited to the last minute to do something. And the one thing I'll say is, oh, I got to wait to the last minute because if I don't, I'll lose it or I'll forget it. I've always done that as a kid. So some things we can't say is menopause, right? We can't, it's almost like we running a marathon, right? And we carrying like rocks our entire life. And then your body is just finally refusing to run anymore. You're just like, you know what? I don't want to do that no more. And then it takes forever for you to get something done. That started as a child. That didn't start when you turned 40 or when, things happened in your life or when your norm got disrupted, right? What I realized is the day that I stopped asking, like, what's wrong with me? Why can't I fold them clothes up, put them up, dry them, and all that in one day? Why? This the funny thing. I know somebody on here gonna say no, they don't have this, and I ain't gonna say the name, but my sister had said it earlier, so if you scroll up, you'll be able to see it. I ain't gonna say the name, but there's times where I make up my bed, and by the time I put that flat sheet on, y'all, I'm so tired I can't even put the pillowcases on. I just ain't got it. I want to. I know I need to put the pillowcases on, but I'm just drained by the time. You ever get drained by putting a fitted sheet on your bed? That is the most tiresome thing in the world to me. By the time I put everything on the bed, y'all, I can't even put the pillowcases on. I gotta do that on another day. I can't do it. Right. But what if my brain just worked differently than yours? Right? Once I stopped saying what's wrong with me and just started thinking about, just reading up on stuff, taking classes, and just trying to identify like when did this start for me, I got to take that all the way back. It didn't happen it didn't just start in 2024. It started way back. And once I started realizing those triggers, like everything for me changed in that moment. Everything in my life changed because I was able to say, okay, look, this ain't had nothing to do with my mama. This ain't had nothing to do with my grandmother. This ain't had nothing to do with I didn't get the job that I wanted. This ain't had nothing to do with, oh, I turned 45 and now I can't even get up out the bed without getting a headache. Mm-mm. This don't have anything to do with it, right? So what I want y'all to do is I want you to take a couple of days, think about like what's some triggers, what's some things that you do now that you can sit back and you can see that you did it as a child. Textures has always been a thing for me. I remember going 2 3 years without eating syrup because I didn't like the way it felt on my hands. I didn't like the stickiness of it on my hands. And my mama made us pancakes almost every weekend. And I would eat dry pancakes because I couldn't take the stickiness. That started as a child. That didn't start at 40. Not at all. So sometimes in doing that, what I want you to realize is that you're not failing at life, right? You're just missing a little information about yourself, right? You're just you're not connecting the dots. And it's not always a, oh, it's a menopause type thing. Not all the time. Sometimes there's a chemical imbalance. Sometimes there's things that we kind of got to work through. Sometimes we got to be honest with ourselves and be like, yeah, I did used to do that, but every time I did that, my mama would beat me. Or every time I did that, my community would say I'm fast, or I want to be grown. No, that was just me being quirky. That was just me being me. And then you learn that it's not accepted to be you. So then you just do what everybody else do. Do that make sense? If that makes sense, type sage in the comments. Yeah, sage. You know that like you burn in your house? Put sage in the comments. And if you put sage in the comments, I got something for you at the end of this. We got something for you. We got 14 minutes. We got 14 minutes. I told you I was going to keep you here for long. I just needed you to see that everything isn't about menopause. I see you, Missy. I see you, Sissy. See you, Tasha. Everything is not about menopause, even though menopause is real. Please don't get it. Please don't leave here thinking that I'm saying menopause is not real. What I'm saying is some of the things that we experience at a certain age that mimics menopause, we did when we were younger. And sometimes we got to sit back and we have to think about what we were like as a child. Now, in my community, girls didn't have ADHD. That was a little boy disease. And if you wasn't hot, you wasn't doing all this and doing all that, and you know, it then it wasn't classified as ADHD. But how it shows up for girls is we're talkative. And that talkative in our community is you want to be grown. It in little girls, it's if you tell me to go left, I'm gonna go right. I know I need to go left, but I want to see what happened if I go to the right. Because you don't never tell me what's going to happen if I go to the right. Again, we grown. It's never looked at as ADHD. We will excel at work. We will excel for school. In school, we will get all A's and B's and do all of that. But we're going to miss curfew every time you let us go outside. We gonna do everything our mama told us not to do or our daddy told us not to do. We're gonna challenge every authoritative person that's in our life, and not in a bad way, just why. And as a kid back then, you can't ask why. You challenging the adult if you ask why, right? But we need to know why. That's how our brain works, right? Different from everybody else. Some people just go to the left. I can't just go to the left. I got to go to the right and see what happened over there. And if what happened over there ain't what you said was going to happen over there, now I got questions. Like you told me to go left, but when I went right, like what you said was going to like that didn't can you tell me what is going to happen on the right? And sometimes as kids we were told you don't have feelings, you don't have an opinion, you don't have an expression. So what we do, mask it. We don't show expression. We don't show emotion. If we're confused, we don't say anything. If you tell us to go left, but don't tell us exactly how to go left, instead of asking why, we just be over in la la land looking. Those are the things, some of the things that I kind of want you to look at, not taken away from menopause. I just want you to look at some of the things that you do as an adult in your 40s, to Famaria's point, in your 30s, and see if any of those things you did as a child. If you did it as a child or adolescent, we can't say that is menopause. That makes sense? It's 7:50. If that makes sense, you know, we got ebooks, we got checklists, we got workbooks, we got planners, we have any type of digital product to help you get through some of the triggers, help you figure out how to work through some of the things. We have all of that on our website. I'm sending the links after this, and we'll be doing more of these live sessions throughout the year. Let me know if you want to see something different. Talk to you later.